So, um, here's some tips for learning in general that's scientifically proven to work. Like I said before, it takes about 10,000 hours, and repetition is always key. But what most people don't know about repetition is that spaced repetition actually improves your practice 20-fold. So if you rest for a certain amount of time while you're learning, it'll actually improve your retention about 20-fold times the rate you would have if you were to continue doing it for that amount of time. And these rest sessions can be anywhere from 10 seconds to 10 minutes. You just want to have spaced rest and spaced repetitions. And you can learn slowly to learn faster. And this helps you avoid what's called theory overload. So basically, if you're learning too many things at one time, it causes your mind to fill up too fast and you get overwhelmed by the amount of things that you're learning. So you want to have a regular rate of about learning 2 to 3 things at a time. And this helps avoid theory overload and helps you focus more acutely on the things you want to learn. And you also want to turn skills into habits. So you want to develop a routine of practicing and spaced repetitions and avoiding theory overload. This helps you develop deep learning sensations and the ability to adopt deep learning. You want to have 1 hour of knowledge or information, or what I like to call theory, and then you want to have 5 hours of practice for every 1 hour of theory. This is the ideal rate for theory to practice ratios. And this is like the rate that you want to learn everything at. You want to have like 1 hour of YouTube videos and then 5 hours of practicing what you learn from those YouTube videos. And this is called a cognitive load. If you increase your cognitive load, you can increase your learning. But you want to avoid the theory overload of that. And you want to avoid passive learning. And passive learning is basically anything that you would deem boring, tedious, monotonous, or learning while you're sleepy or drowsy. You want to avoid anything that doesn't spark your interest or immediately incites passion in you. And you can look at my other video about how to enjoy the things you want to learn. And you want to avoid productive procrastinations. This means that you want to avoid doing the monotony of things that you already know or that you already have skills for. So you want to expand new horizons and always seek out new information to incorporate. And there's basically 6 levels of knowledge. Level 1 is to remember. Level 2 is to understand. Level 3 is to apply. Level 4 is to analyze. Level 5 is to evaluate. And level 6 is to create. Those are the 6 levels of learning that you want to cycle through. And with 6 being the level of mastery or close to mastering the level of learning that you seek to desire. You want to create desirable difficulty. This means that we learn from struggling. Anytime we feel like we're struggling to gain new information or struggling to gain the skills that we want, it means that we're learning. So the better we associate the difficulty and struggle with learning, the better we need to be able to make ourselves feel from that struggle. We want to avoid feeling negative with the struggle and associate that with a positive emotion rather than a negative emotion. with the methods I use in my enjoyment of practice video. You want to create feedback loops and active recall. This means that we learn more from testing ourselves rather than reviewing notes or reviewing the things that we try to memorize. And feedback loops are a cycle of action, result, analysis, and adjustment. Positive feedback is to reinforce, and negative feedback is to treat what is wrong, or it teaches us what is wrong. We don't want to avoid feedback, and we don't want to practice the wrong way. We want to create positive feedback. And we want to focus on self-correction and external feedback from our self-corrections. We want to do one thing at a time, and we want to avoid information overload. And studies have shown that there's about 20% of the core concepts of anything that you learn that could potentially and most often do yield 80% of the results that we seek. And you want to find that 20% of information in the things that you want to learn that specifically yields that 80% of results that you want to receive from what you're learning and practicing. You want to find your blind spots, and you want to stop guessing and repeating. And the way to stop guessing and repeating is by learning from experts. So I hope this helps you as much as this helped me. And for the rest repetitions, a good steady rate for resting is about 5 minutes of rest for every 20 to 30 minutes of practice. Thank you. Become masters, everybody.